Well, I don't know where the fuck Aaron went to, but happy Festivus a couple days early. Here he's back. He's back.
Sorry, boomer moment.
We're here for Fence Post Politics, a Festivus miracle. We made it almost through 2020 so far, and we're not yet officially in World War III. So it's happy Festivus. We got Brian McWilliams from Lions of Liberty, Mean Age Daydream podcast.
Yeah, what's up? Good
Not
to
much,
be
man.
here. I often perch on fence posts. It's the place to be. You don't want to be too far either way. You want to be right in the middle.
I think so, and I always like we were saying before. Aaron and I always we always called each other to just argue politics. We've always, we're all kind of cut from the same cloth, like slightly different political backgrounds, but or ideologies, but like the love to argue and the love for consistency. Like that's one thing where it's like, you're a hypocrite. Fuck, like I hate hypocrisy. Like, and we call it out all the time. So,
Matt,
I think
maybe
it's a
if you
glasses and beard thing. Glasses, beards, you hate hypocrisy. I bought these glasses. I usually have a beard, but I shaved it down. But I bought these glasses just so I could be a glasses and beard guy and call it hypocrisy. But
I like it. I like it.
Well, Matt, maybe if you recognize that I'm right the whole fucking time, we wouldn't have problems.
Well, if you're right, then I had a point. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get back to
maybe
it.
you're just in the echo chamber, though. But the problem with the echo chamber is not when you're talking to the echo chamber, because then you're hearing the pleasantries of your own opinion. It's when you jerk off in the echo chamber, and then you're just getting hit in the face with your own cum. And nobody wants that.
And that's a bad time. Okay. But it seemed like a good time to do the. I mean, I love. I guess Rand Paul is kind of what inspired me to do the Festivus
Here,
episode.
clock it. 3:53. Rand Paul was mentioned in a libertarian podcast.
That's how we do. That is how we do.
Sorry, I had to have one shot.
Yeah. But he does his Festivus tweet thread every year, and it's really, really funny, and it's usually just wasted federal spending, and so now in Fence Post Politics style, we do one every year, and we just throw out grievances, and now we're adding some feats of strength to it this year, and they could be all encompassing. I've got just whatever we got. I figure we can kind of go round table with grievance, then we'll go with feats of strength, grievance, feats of strength, and then wherever it goes from there. But I think this will be a fun one.
Your promise. I'm not going to back that up, but we'll see. We'll see what the warranty is.
Okay, well we'll start easy here. First grievance on the list. I got liberals right at the top. Liberals are right at the top, and mostly because they're not even good at what they are typically supposed to be good at, like movies and comedy and music. They have stopped being good at any of that, and now they just become just like shrieking, like I guess what. Just like background characters, and then they just shriek the same talking points instead of like Stephen King or some of those other guys. Like, why don't you write a good book? Why don't you, like Judd Apatow? Like, please go make another 40-year-old virgin. Something.
Tim, what's the guy that worked with Will Ferrell? Adam McKay. Can Adam McKay please create a decent comedy again, rather than just talking this liberal horse shit?
Right, like,
political pieces.
Can Patton Oswalt be funny once again instead of like there was a brief time
Howard Stern?
Yeah,
another one, really good one.
Yeah, Aaron, you got anyone you want to throw in on that list?
I just want to see an Adam McKay film where he strikes children, because I find that hilarious when adults beat up children. I don't know why. It's just hilarious to me. That's my grievance. Adam McKay, I want a movie where you're beating on kids. That's what I want. Not going to happen.
Look, there's some great there's Instagram feeds called Kids Getting Hurt. You can follow it.
Yes.
It's very funny.
Good.
And I'll tell you what, people said that I would laugh less. They're like, when you have kids, you're not going to think this is funny. I'm like, I think it's twice as funny.
No.
It's even funnier now watching kids get hurt doing stupid things. I think it's hilarious. One of my favorite things to watch.
So funny. The mascots playing football against the people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Funny. So funny. I love all of the.
God, they got trucked.
When they go hard, when the mascots go hard, it's nothing better.
Every time I see videos of the mascots playing kids, I'm like, I'm in the wrong fucking profession.
Yeah,
I'm in the wrong.
I know. Feat of strength. Mascots playing little kids.
There you go.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Is it my turn? I'll air my grievance. And this is what Aaron might take opposition to. But, you said your grievance is liberals. My grievance is conservatives who rolled over during COVID. Not everybody, but a large amount that didn't campaign on anti-COVID for people's education. They campaigned on dog shit. They didn't attack. They didn't do anything. It was pathetic. And I think it's because they knew that they let everybody down during the COVID era. I think that is such a grievance, such a pathetic display on every level. So that's my grievance. Anybody want to weigh in on that before I move on to the feat of strength?
I also had conservatives on my grievance list.
You'd be shocked. I've come a long way since I met Matt. I'm pretty much sick of all of them. That's why I got out of that shit a long time ago.
Well, that's a feat of strength in its own right. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like hearing that. I'll say my feat of strength is going to be, I'm sure somebody else has this, but just because I was on the other podcast talking about it, is Elon Musk and the Twitter files. Releasing the Twitter files, releasing the communications between Twitter and our government, showcasing the censorship levels that went on, the obvious conflict of interest and attacks on free speech, the propagandizing of the American public, and how they were complicit on every single level. Oh, feat of strength. Happy Festivus on that.
Yeah. And also just the big dick move to buy Twitter, to just fucking buy it. Like that's also a feat of strength in its own right.
I wish he would stop doing the polls because I feel like he's getting to Trump territory where his staff's like, sir, quit tweeting. Just stop tweeting, sir. Let it just fucking run. Let's go.
It's funny, though. We were talking about this. We were just talking about this. My one buddy, he was like, I wish Elon Musk would use his billions and billions to do something good for humanity, which I would argue that SpaceX is good for humanity. Tesla is good for humanity if it's, if you can find a way to not use these lithium batteries that are only mined in China. But honestly, if somebody has that much power, that much influence, he could easily be building a goddamn super laser, an army of mutant rat people, a drill that is going to go to the center of the earth and get magma out to drown Hawaii. Spend your time tweeting, man. Go for it. Yeah, I'd rather you do that than any of the horrible things. Develop a sex island for pedophiles. There's a lot of things that could be going on.
The continent of Africa with a bunch of experimental vaccines like Bill Gates.
Yeah, he could be Gatesing.
So don't do the Bond villain stuff. Yeah,
right. Which is what Gates is doing. That is funny. Bill Gates is legitimately Bond villain. He's buying up all the farmland. Like if you saw a James Bond movie, and they were like, "Yeah, our villain, he's buying up all the farmland in the world." And he's out giving speeches about how the world is overpopulated. It'd be like, this is a good villain.
Nothing nefarious
such
there.
a perfect. Gates is a Bond villain. Good point, man.
Yeah, and I think Elon's doing some cool stuff. I hopefully, he just said that he is going to step down as CEO as soon as he finds somebody to replace him. I think that's probably a good move, but altogether, I like Twitter since he bought it. It's been fun.
Right.
And the Twitter file stuff, like nothing's really surprising, but it's always shocking the level that they went. Like we knew it was happening, but then to have the receipts on it and like the depth that they went into, that was the shocking part. It was just like, holy shit.
I think we figured, I was shocked at the level of government involvement, I guess. My presumption was that they were censoring it, but it was more or less that they were giving information and working with the federal government just because that's what you figure. Okay, data collection, extremism, all that kind of bullshit. But I didn't think that on a political level, they were working hand in hand with the Biden administration, which wasn't even elected yet. Let's not forget, during the election cycle. I thought it was just people within Twitter that were lefties that just were like, this is just who we are. Fuck Trump, fuck the Republicans. We're going to censor them because we can. I didn't realize that this was really legitimately working with the government, the FBI. I don't know if you saw the most recent one that happened today from Lee Fang at The Intercept, but revealing that Twitter was working with the CIA on psyops against other countries, not America, but publicly were saying that they were not doing it, and then crowing about how the Washington Post did a story that they weren't mentioned in, but they're working directly with the CIA to do psychological operations. Fucking pure evil. I mean, the pure evil level, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's and nobody's really reporting on it, which, I mean, it was kind of genius of as much of a pain in the ass as it is to read those threads. Like, it was a genius move on Elon's part.
Grievance.
Yeah, it's definite grievance. But I get why he did it. It drives traffic and engagement, and it's and he for the most part, he's picked pretty good journalists to lay it out. I for the most part kind of trust what they put out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. I got my grievance.
Okay, let's hear it.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Yep.
The fact that we have to call her doctor, is that the main grievance?
Yep.
That's
one of them.
Drew Barrymore call her doctor.
Well, that's the reason why. I feel like, Joe's had a rough year, but one thing I do have to back him up as a husband during that interview.
You're a husband to Joe Biden? I didn't even know he was polygamous.
Yeah, that's how I got on the show.
It's like reverse polygamy, though. It's like where the woman gets all the dudes.
Are you Dr. Jill Biden? Do we just not know this?
But basically, they were ganging up on him during the interview, giving him shit, like husbandly shit. What was one of the things you were talking about, Matt, that they were bagging on him for? And yes, let's get all the shit he's done this year out of it. This is like a husband-to-husband thing. I understand his pain. They just started picking on him, a little bit.
Like he was just getting henpecked the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find
You didn't load the dishwasher right that one time, remember, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, she was like, who said I love you first? And he was like, oh, I said it first, obviously. And she's like, well, after he's like, I said it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times before.
I love you, Kamala. I love you, Kamala. I love you, Obama.
So strictly from a husband point of view, the wife pecking at him, that's a grievance. Feats of strength. Let's see. Well, I guess I've carried on with the acceptance that I'm never going to grow hair on top of my head again. That's pretty strength and powerful.
You never know, man. They got CRISPR going with babies. Maybe they can CRISPR us adults.
Baby, shit.
It's faith is optimistic, man. Maybe nanobots.
Oh yeah. Here comes the gray goo, though.
Elon Musk's Cyberlink, Neuralink, right? It's just what if the purpose of it was just to give people their hair back? Then it's okay.
Maybe. What if he just that's his version of the virtual porn is just through Neuralink. He's just controlling people.
Dude, that's like Demolition Man, right? Is that
remember
that, ain't it?
Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone, they're just they're just doing it virtually, and then he goes to actually try to kiss her, and she's like, gross.
Yeah, talk about a bummer being frozen for 30 years, coming out with Sandra Bullock. She says she wants to bang, and that happens. The future.
I think it's a bummer coming out to Sandra Bullock. I mean, she was at best looking in that movie, and still, I'm not a fan.
No, man, Speed. Woo.
Yeah, her face. I don't know. Her face and her voice, her facial expression. I just don't dig her. I don't like it. I don't like anything about her.
I caught some flack from a couple old gals on Facebook the other day. It was National Day of the Horse, and I posted a picture of Sarah Jessica Parker. And that one, I've never understood why anyone found her attractive. I've never understood that one.
You know what one? Oh, go ahead.
No, I say Hocus Pocus still good.
You know what one I don't get, Matt, is people who think Jen Psaki is beyond a 5. That one, you know.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Matt McKinley.
I think she's a solid like 6.5.
Matt's got a crush on her.
Big old cans. I like redheads, so.
I also do really love redheads. I think she's doable. I'll say that. I think she's doable. And the fact that she could then lie to my wife about what we were doing, even better.
She was good at her job. Like, there's no doubt about it. She could lie with the best of them and redirect. Like, she was light years better than this Corinne Jean-Pierre lady. Like that.
Oh,
that woman
hey, Jean-Pierre is like that's a Festivus though. That's a Festivus miracle. I am so happy for Corinne Jean-Pierre because she's so clearly inept, so transparently lying, obfuscating, delaying, just pivoting. She's so terrible. It makes every lie she tells that much better. Like, you just know, you're like, this bitch is full of shit. It's great. It's great.
She reminds me of those kids in college where you had like a project at the end of the semester, and they're the kids that go last, and they spent probably 10 minutes preparing, but yet go on and on and on and on. She's kind of like that kid who got the D- that semester.
Totally.
Yeah.
Gotta blow my nose. Sorry. The cold.
Go for it. Yeah, I think I like I said, I think Psaki's a solid 6.5.
Your little strawberry topping.
I don't know. She just I think she's probably an awful person, most likely, but she was good at what she did. Like, as far as the job goes, she was good at what she did. Yeah, I don't know. That whole crowd's kind of gross, so you gotta find the silver lining somewhere.
Matt likes the dirty girls.
Yeah. Let's see. Grievance. I got libertarians also on my grievance list because sometimes they're just retarded. Like, sometimes libertarians just, like, they pick a fight that nobody wanted. Like nobody was talking about what they're fighting about, and you're like, this is why people don't take us seriously.
Age of consent laws, always a good one.
Yeah. Why bring up the age of consent laws? Like that does not need to be brought up in your stock standard political debate. Like that's a like strictly libertarian, late night discussion that goes way down a rabbit hole. And either way, it's just that's not one that needs to come up, and it comes up frequently. The same way with driver's licenses. Like, yeah, okay, you're right on principle about driver's license, but nobody fucking cares. You're not gonna win anybody over with that argument. Yeah. And that's kind of we are as good as we are on being consistent. We are good at consistently shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I mean the conservatives have that same.
Yes, they fucking do.
But particularly the Republicans. Like,
yes, they do.
The GOP in general has a way of just snatching, victory out of the jaws of defeat, or vice versa. Yeah.
Yep. 100%, man. I'll add on a little bit to that, but I'll give it a feat of strength in that I am greatly enjoying people leaving the Democratic Party and going independent. So,
I am too.
Yeah,
the screeching that you hear about Kristen Sinema nowadays,
and I think Manchin's going to follow her. I think he will.
I hope he does, and then he can just be an independent piece of shit.
Right? Yeah, but at least in his defense, look, at least he held up some of the worst, stupidest spending bills a little bit. I give him credit for that. He did hold him up, and on the same vein, I think he'll go independent. I like the trend, so that's a feat of strength. But as a grievance, Tulsi Gabbard, right? Feat of strength for leaving the party, but then now to me, she's selling out her principles because now she's cuddling up and she's now going campaigning for people that are very pro-war, right?
Yeah.
She's, I think she's cuddling up to the GOP because she's trying to angle for a VP spot.
I think so too, and I don't know. I liked it better when she was just kind of a flamethrower, you know? I think she would have been like she could have went the Bernie Sanders route, go independent but caucus with the Democrats or whatever. But I don't know. She's turning in pretty quickly, kind of turning into what's a Nikki Haley kind of.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, by the way, talking about, since you brought up Bernie Sanders, and sorry, Aaron, I don't know if anybody's going to bring him up, but how about Bernie Sanders for a grievance? My last grievance, I'll let you guys talk since I got to leave early. Bernie fucking Sanders, that piece of shit, that cowardly piece of human garbage, wants to bring up the War Powers Act to try to rein in what's happening in Yemen, right? Specifically about Yemen, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to try to limit what's happening there, limit U.S. involvement, what taxpayers are paying for, all the support we're giving them. And then because Biden asks him not to put it to the floor, backs off. What a bitch.
I thought he was principled.
Yeah, where's your principles?
He's such a bitch. It's, and along to add on, like, you can throw like Ted Cruz, any of these people that have just deep throated Trump after he, after like where
Chris
like,
Christie,
Christie, all those people, or what's his, Kevin McCarthy, same way. But like Ted Cruz in particular, like he went after your wife and your dad, and then you still just like, now you're like all palling it up. Like, I don't know, man. There's certain lines where I don't care if it's good for the party or if it's good for the country, but fuck you. Like, just fuck you, Like that's where I would have been. I don't care if I don't get elected to another position. Fuck you. And I would have went down and just all the flames.
Well, Thomas Massey was awesome in that way back when Trump was in office. Yeah. That's just going. This is too many years ago to give a grievance or a Festivus miracle feat of strength to, but Massey going out there and being like, "Screw this! It's the worst decision ever," and Trump, raging at him on the phone and threatening him, and Massey won re-election easily.
I know, so, and all he was asking was for a roll
in-person
call vote.
Roll call vote.
Yeah, for a $2.2 trillion spending bill. Mm-hmm. Like it's a I guess kind of harping back on the conservatives too, is like they'll bitch and bitch and bitch about the inflation and the spending and whatnot, but they didn't say shit when Trump was sending out the Trump checks. Like he signed the motherfucking stimulus check.
I can still remember my was the presidential campaign with Mitt Romney. One of our pushes was the debt ceiling clock, that running fucking clock. I think it was at 10 billion then. What was that, 2012? And now what is it, 30?
10 trillion now.
10 trillion, excuse 30 trillion. Yeah. They just use it as right around campaign time. Oh, got to bring up the clock because we're going to use it and then not do a goddamn thing about it.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you want to curb inflation. And Rand Paul was good on this. Stop spending. No, you can't keep spending. You can't do it. But no, nobody has the balls to do that. So
no, I'm gonna throw kind of Russia, Ukraine, EU, NATO all into one big giant grievance. Like, you guys are all fucking retarded. This is all easily.
You invited me on here.
Yeah. This whole thing where we're like almost inevitably going to World War III over this fucking border conflict in Ukraine, and nobody seems to want to find any sort of path out of it. Like Russia, no, they're just gonna bomb all the energy infrastructure and freeze them out. NATO and the U.S. apparently are just going to fight to the very last Ukrainian soldier. They've lost 100,000 troops so far, not even a year in. Like, Jesus Christ, can somebody with some sense of rationality step in and be like, hey, let's not destroy the fucking world right now?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I have to say, Festivus miracle is Trump selling all of his NFTs. I just picture. I think this is what's going on. There's just a bunch of boomers out there, and Trump is their new home shopping network.
Totally.
And so he just kind of sucks them in. And I bet you half of them ordered that NFT thinking that an actual card would come through the mail.
Oh, for
and
sure.
now they just have this, megabyte of whatever fucking card they have.
They're not going to have any idea how to download it or keep it or sell it. It's like, I was thinking the same thing. I'm sure somebody's already done a sketch about it, but it'd be so funny. Donald Trump, it's like guaranteed. It's like the Buffalo quarter or whatever. It spins around, guaranteed to never drop in value. Once in a lifetime opportunity. NFT.
George Costanza doing the hand model.
Right?
Yes.
Totally. Yeah, totally. I mean, it is. I agree. It's a feat of strength. But it shows you where his base is. I think it's half old boomers and half wealthy, millennials who did it as a joke.
Yeah,
I almost bought it as a joke to do at my white elephant party, but I was like,
It's
a $100 joke is too much. I do a $25 joke for sure.
That's kind of what I thought too. But I did go and just download the JPEGs because. Let's be honest, your average boomer's not going to know the difference. I'll sell the fuck out of those.
Yeah, exactly.
You should send that to my dad for Christmas and then just play it off like you bought the thing from Trump. He'd fucking love it.
I'll just make up a number for it or whatever. I don't even know how the NFTs work. But
we could type up a certificate and just load it up with just, thanks, Mike. You've been a tremendous supporter. I heard Matt wanted to get you a Christmas gift. Oh, yeah, we can put a seal on there, everything.
I mean, it definitely is a feat of strength. That guy is just a juggernaut when it comes to just shady ways to make money.
I mean,
my God.
Totally.
Major announcement. And everybody thought, there was speculation he was going to throw his hat in the ring for Speaker of the House. There was people thought he was going to announce Carrie Lake as his VP candidate. Nope.
Psych.
We made a bunch of memes and we're gonna sell them.
Sounds like a total Chappelle show skit.
Yeah.
Psych, motherfucker.
I mean, I wonder if it's one of those Babylon B, came true bits because they're up to 50 something of them that have come true at this point.
They had a pretty funny recent post. I don't know if this will come true, but about Elon Musk, and it was Elon Musk reveals he will be continuing as CEO of Twitter after late ballots came in or late votes, something like that came in.
I saw that. Yeah, it was pretty good. We gotta wait till all the mail-in ballots get here before.
Right. Yeah.
Twitter's having trouble too, huh? That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I that whole deal. I was just I sent the article to Aaron, or I guess I sent the screenshot of the Truth Social deal, and then I sent it to Aaron. And I said, "This is fucking retarded," but I guarantee you he makes $1 million.
You did.
He made $5 million in a couple hours. They sold out apparently. I don't know.
I was hoping for some cooler cards though. How we talk about the stuff they took from Mar-a-Lago was his selfies on the nuclear bomb. Why couldn't one of the NFTs be that?
That would have been awesome. Yeah, they're super lame. It's him as a superhero and cheesy as fuck. God damn, man. Yeah, give me something how about Ivanka? How about the picture you took of Ivanka on the toilet? Can I get that? Something sexy.
Maybe something, he's doing something on the card.
Barron Trump with his first prostitute at 12. Get that in NFT. I'll get that one. I'll pay $100 for that.
Or maybe a grab him by the pussy picture. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, just
a hand over a...
Oh, yeah.
He's just strangling a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? They're they're so lame. It's so fucking. Oh my God, they're so lame.
Is that a spacesuit?
Is that Joe Biden in the spacesuit or him in a cowboy outfit? It's just his head photoshopped on these photos. They're the most cringily terrible things. This one, the one that with him holding the football on the football field is the best.
Surprised Jerry Jones didn't get in on that one.
Seriously. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trump holding the number 45 football is because he's the 45th president with a photoshopped eye black on. It's like, couldn't you, dude? At least if he had really posed for these, valuable.
Yeah.
Right, then it's like Putin on the horse with no shirt, right? Give me Trump really in. You got time and money. Give me Trump really in the Walker Texas Ranger outfit. Give me Trump really on the football field with a football. Give me Trump really in a spacesuit on a fake moon landing site. That's what I want to see.
And that is all going to pay his legal bills.
And all I can hear is the Walker Texas Ranger theme song. In the eyes of a ranger are upon you. Fucking guy.
Yeah, but I mean the balls of him. You got to appreciate the fucking balls of him. But I don't see how it's going to help his campaign.
You inadvertently did our one of our new weekly segments, the fucking balls.
Oh,
fucking
really?
balls.
It is. Seriously, the fucking balls on him, man. Jesus.
I mean, it's like it was wild. Oh, this one too. He looks like fucking what's Dale Earnhardt. He looks
I know.
Does he got a mustache?
It's
that'd be awesome if he did. Even the way they're done is so bad. It's clearly like they didn't even get the dimensions. His neck looks bizarre on it. Like, can you at least make it look somewhat like it's realistic? Like they literally just photoshopped his head on and then airbrushed it. It looks bizarre.
Go to Canva, you gotta group those two things before you enlarge them.
Yeah, like his head's too big. The neck's too small. His head's off kilter and not looking the right direction compared to the body. I can't commission somebody to fucking. Well, I guess he's only selling for $100, but commission somebody to at least get the angle right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that looks like my type of Photoshop. That's,
yeah.
And I purposely do it shitty.
I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised Trump okayed that one because I would have thought he would have padded the package a little bit more in that outfit for that NFT. If anything's going to be a little bit, it's going to be that one.
True.
What that fucking guy, like I want to hate him, but I also I kind of fucking love him. Just like, he's such an idiot, but I love him. Like he's funny.
He's such entertainment. Like I'm happy he's in my life as much as it is going to dominate the news cycle. I'm happy he's in my life because it's just too fucking funny, man.
I mean,
the NFT thing is the greatest. I mean, look, he's a genius in that he has he made money off something everyone is talking about. Now, I don't think it's going to help his presidential campaign, but I think he's already resigned to the fact that he's not really going to run. I think he's going to concede and say, I back DeSantis or whatever. I don't think he's going to run. So this is just all Donald Trump taking advantage as much as possible while it's still in the realm of like public, and he still has the stranglehold on the media.
I want him to actually get convicted of something and run for president from prison with Sam Bankman-Fried as his VP.
I want to see an escape plan. You ever see the movie Escape Plan?
I want maybe.
It's a horrible, very funny movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. Watch it. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Watch Escape Plan.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, yes.
It's
Is
so
that
good.
the one with the prison?
Yes, it's so good. Arnold Schwarzenegger literally walks up to Sylvester Stallone at one point and goes, "You look like the type of person who finds things interesting." Like, all right, good writing. It's so good. It's all full of those gems. But I want to see Trump go to prison so that we can have an escape plan type of scenario where, like, somebody's sent in to break him out, or like
Q drops to get Trump out of prison.
Yeah, right. Or Jared Kushner flies in on a golden Apache helicopter and busts him out. That's the kind of shit that can happen.
Carlson comes in on a Harrier jet.
Yeah, right. Just slowly lowers down.
It's the Pepsi Harrier jet.
You could create a whole NFT card series out of that story.
There you go.
So I was listening to it was the Drinking Bros podcast, and they had the laptop guy, the guy that actually worked on Hunter.
Oh,
Biden's
the guy in the
laptop.
Jersey store.
Yeah, he's like legally blind. He wears like this Scottish.
I'm
Like
pretty
golf
sure
hat.
whenever you drop a laptop up from the son of a vice president, they just blind you chemically as a matter of principle.
It probably would be.
Like,
it might be in the best national interest.
Yeah, they just squirt bleach in your eyes right away.
You know, I'm not one for CIA shenanigans, but that might be a good time for it. You know, just for the country's sake.
Yeah. I mean, I know I wanted to wash my eyes out with bleach after seeing what was on the laptop. So
I would partying with Hunter one time though. It'd be fun.
That would be a true Festivus.
Yeah, it would. I mean, talk about feat of strength. That guy has no discernible skills, but he is everywhere.
He is everywhere.
he is everywhere. He's sold his paintings for like $500,000 a piece or some shit like that.
That's called money laundering. That's what that's fucking called.
Feat of strength, though. I mean, if you're gonna be crooked, do it big, I guess.
Yeah. All right, guys. I apologize. I'm officially hitting the wall. And if you can see me, like trying to keep my eyes open.
You're good, man.
I've enjoyed the conversation, but I'm just like the pressure behind my head is like getting so strong. I'm like, So
good,
happy
man.
Festivus. Thank you for having me. I apologize. As you can hear, I'm under the weather to anybody else out there, but thank you for having me, Matt. Aaron, awesome meeting you and chatting with you, and a happy Festivus to both of you gents.
Yeah,
You
for
too,
sure.
man.
Go
Take
check
it
out-
easy.
Go check out Lions of Liberty and follow their stuff. They're excellent.
Please
good guys.
do.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate your time.
Yep. All right. Merry Christmas, and to all of you.
Merry Christmas. Take care, man.
All right. Later.
Yeah. Brian McWilliams, everybody. He's a pretty cool guy. I like him.
He is a pretty good guy.
He's from Philly, the Philly area originally. But
Oh.
yeah, now he's out in L.A. He's public relations.
Say it
LA.
right. L.A.
L.A. Dude, have you noticed that there's been a couple podcasts that I listen to, and they're Hollywood guys, and they do say, well, in L.A. What is it about that? Everybody that is from there, that's how they say it.
The Valley Girls took over,
I guess.
and that's just it.
You know, that's one thing our mothers were right about. Like if you talk like that, it will make you stupider.
No, I thought you were gonna say if you touch it too much, you go blind.
Well, I mean,
That's a lie.
I'm only one. Like I'm slightly on the upside of legally blind, so I mean it could be true. I don't have any scientific evidence to back it up, but I'm almost blind. So
You know what? I didn't have to start wearing glasses until around middle school, so there you go.
I mean,
Sinner.
is that a grievance?
I mean, I would not
it
want
could
to. I would
be.
not want to take anything back. You know,
Well, I don't either. I mean, but like, who would? I guess you'd take that up with God, huh? And I don't. I don't want to have grievances against God.
You know what? You know how we talk about how all the dick pills keep on having like positive side effects?
Mm-hmm.
When the fuck are they going to make a dick pill that makes your eyesight better? Because apparently it makes doing that makes your eyesight worse. So why
Right.
not have a dick pill that makes your eyesight good?
It's true. And you know, these that's true. There was I don't know if it was it had to have been a meme, but it was a screenshot of a study that said that it was a Japanese study that men who were, or I didn't say necessarily men, just people who were less interested in sex tended to be older and fatter and have diabetes, and were just kind of giant fat fucks apparently.
No, really? Women
Yeah.
don't want to fuck that?
Well, it's not so much that nobody wanted to fuck them. It's like they personally did not feel like having sex.
Well, I feel like that's just a natural progression, because if you're not trying to get laid, why the fuck do you need to stay in shape?
That's true.
You know?
But even then, like if you say like you lock down the lady, and you don't like you neither one of you is going anywhere. You know, like you can kind of let yourselves go a little bit, but you can't let yourself go too far because then you're like you don't get to enjoy the sex because you're just heaving. You know, you're like we gotta take a break, but you know it's just you gotta kind of stay halfway in shape so you can get that nut.
I feel like we're having what came first, the chicken or the egg conversation.
Right. Yeah, maybe so.
Am I fat because I haven't got laid, or have I not got laid because I'm fat?
True.
Yes.
So there was another one I wanted to hit here on my grievance list.
Oh, I have one too after this.
Okay, so this one kind of ties back to the EU. So have you heard much about these farmers over in the Netherlands that are having to like completely shut down their farms because the EU says the Netherlands has too much carbon emissions or some shit like that?
And you know what? It's situations like that every time like some international kind of treaty comes about, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't want to be held under rules from another fucking country.
Right. Yeah. So, and if anybody's not familiar with it,
or a collection of countries.
Yeah. So the EU set their, climate change goals or whatever, their emission standards, and they found that the Netherlands was in violation of, a severe violation or whatever, and they were going to have to cut back like 95% on their emissions to meet the standards. And to do so, they have basically just shut down their agriculture. They're the number 2 ag exporter in the world, like $110 billion a year that they export. And they're just shutting it down. And so these farmers and ranchers, dairy farmers, whatever, in these certain areas that have to cut like 95%, like some of them, they only have to cut 40% or whatever. So they have to cut the size of their farm by 40%, or they have to take a mandatory buyout. If you have to just like shut down your farm, they're like, all right, we'll give you this. It's like a time and a half market value one time, and you don't have an option. Here you go.
You can't make any more money.
Right.
Fuck.
And yeah, so that's the EU side of the grievance, because that's just fucked, because all these climate change people, like, agriculture is not good or bad. Agriculture is just agriculture. It's necessary for you to have clothing and food. I mean,
is it, Matt? I'm not a farmer.
Yeah, it's kind of essential. Unless you want to go straight back to farm or to hunting and gathering, yeah, you're gonna have to farm. You're gonna have to domesticate some animals, and yeah. So I mean, it's not good or bad. It's agriculture. You have to have it. It's necessary.
Is it hot in Chad?
Is it? Good pull. Good
Thank
pull
you.
In the Army now.
Thank you.
Pauly Shore, what a gem.
God bless.
So my beef is with the advocates, the agriculture advocates. They're all over social media, and they're educating the public on people apparently listen to the experts nowadays. Like, that's the deal. It's like, listen to the experts. Well, we're the fucking experts on agriculture, so stop educating and just telling people, like, no, this is stupid. We're not doing it that way because you will starve.
It's like the conversation we had over text today. Like when we were talking about how people, if you don't agree with them, they call you Nazis, but then don't realize that their actions are very Nazi-esque.
Yeah.
Like, they don't think things through. Like with this, shut down agriculture. How the fuck? Don't think about how the fuck I'm going to eat tomorrow. No,
because you just go to the store and get your food.
Yeah, it's like an episode of Beavis and Butthead when they asked him like where food came from, and they said the grocery store. Mm-hmm. It just magically fucking appears.
Yeah. There. It's like I don't know how many posts I've seen where people like I don't see why you would go kill an animal when you can just go to the store and get your meat. Like you haven't thought this one through very much, have you?
What is it? What is it? I mean, is it the education they're getting in grade school? I mean, like, I feel like we all learned where food came from in grade school, or I don't even know if I learned it. Somehow I just knew it. Like,
Yeah,
is it
I
not?
don't know. Like it wasn't a big secret that a hamburger came from a cow, a chicken nugget came from a this little bird. And like growing up in rural America, growing and producing food, yeah, I mean it comes pretty natural to us. We see it a lot, but yeah, I didn't realize how stupid, or not even stupid, just like completely ignorant of it that it works. So like I get where people are coming from, the advocates, like we got to educate the public. I think that part of it, yes, but also, I mean, man, if you just say like I'm an expert in this shit, and you like give good points, I like they'll listen to you for the most part. People listen to experts.
Speaking of the idiocy of arguing over like things you thought were solid facts, would you pull up that article about Stanford that I sent you today?
Oh yes, let me.
So now I used to think there was only one university I'm not going to send my money to. Now there's going to probably be two universities I don't send my money to. Because this is like some shit I would expect from like CU. Totally expect this from them. But from Stanford?
Well, yeah. So Stanford releases guide to eliminate harmful language. This is what we were talking about
And
yeah.
I know this is Fox News, but again, only the right. That's the thing, like with CNN, MSNBC, and all those main ones. Like Fox doesn't always get it right, and they're full of their own shit too. But man, like they're not reporting on this shit. Like this is like, cause, you know why? Because it hurts the narrative. That's why it hurts their narrative. That's why.
Yep. Yeah. Well, then you have to explain why somebody who is dressed like that, but with a bald head and a mustache and bright pink lipstick, is stealing luggage at an airport, and also is
stealing luggage
and control of the nuclear waste program for the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Stanford University published an index of harmful language it plans to eliminate from the school's website and computer code, offering terms to be used as replacements.
And like ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, like they're not forcing kids to say this shit on campus. It's only on their like websites. But still, it is fucking ridiculous.
For
now.
Because if you remember, back when Jordan Peterson started to get famous, it was over the transgender language shit in Canada. It was becoming law that you had to use, preferred
That's crazy.
Pronouns. Yeah. So anyway, the elimination of harmful language initiative.
Some of these are real good.
Yeah, which was revealed in May, is a multi-phase, multi-year project to address harmful language in IT at Stanford. Including racist, violent, and biased, e.g., disability bias, ethnic slurs, gender bias, implicit bias, as opposed to explicit bias, sexual bias.
Apparently, they frown upon answering you as "go fuck yourself," Matt. They would not like that.
I think so. And if you would have said "go eat another fucking burrito," you would like probably be burned at the stake. I think.
You stupid breakfast taco.
Good. Call back. Damn. So let's. There are 10 harmful language sections outlined in the index: ableist, ageism, colonialism, culturally appropriative, gender-based, imprecise language.
See, okay, hold on. About the cultural appropriation stuff, like, I get the argument that if you took something from a culture and made money off of it, okay, that's fine, whatever.
Kinda, yeah, I get it,
But
but also,
but me like using certain language, like if I were to use the Hispanic culture language that me and my buddies grew up around, some people would think that is cultural appropriation, even though I grew up around it.
well,
And I
just
fucking love
remember,
Mexicans.
you are allowed to attend a Cinco de Mayo celebration if it was thrown by a Latinx person, and only if they gave you consent.
What
Otherwise, you keep those tacos out your motherfucking mouth.
what if I've been granted the status of honorary Mexican?
We'll have to run it through HR.
See, I'm like that white boy in American Me, that one white guy who grew up with all the Mexicans.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
Well, I'm like the one half Mexican dude in a sea of whites and Mexicans.
I mean, look at this getup right now that I'm wearing.
It's like semi cholo.
If that doesn't scream Mexican, I don't know what does.
It's pretty cholo.
Yeah.
I'll say that. The one I really enjoyed was imprecise language.
Yes, imprecise. Yes.
If you're not precise in your language, that is now harmful. But like, how precise is the definition of harmful? Like, what is the level of harm that imprecise language causes?
Are we living in like the Bill Clinton eras? We're just arguing what is.
Right.
We're in a hearing right now.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Among the words the university urges people to avoid in the imprecise language section, here we go. All right.
These are good.
The term American.
Yeah, can't use that anymore.
Asked to use U.S. citizen because American typically refers to people from the United States only. All right, so does this refer to the rest of the world as well? Because I'm pretty sure everybody else in the world calls us Americans or Yanks.
I was gonna say, like, is Yank in that category too?
Yank's always in the category. You got a few extra moments. You go ahead and just yank.
I feel like people from foreign countries use Yank as a almost slur towards Americans. So can we get rid of that, or?
Maybe. I think, can we just get rid of the people that use the word Yank?
Shit, that's a lot of people, Matt.
That's true. I mean,
whoa, Mr. Hitler.
Whoa.
Whoa, your German's showing.
Speaking of guys that were in World Wars, here's we're gonna talk about this on the backside. Pun intended. Man with World War I explosive lodged in his rectum sparks a bomb scare. Hospital evacuation. If that's not a feat of strength, I don't know what is.
Wait, okay, we got to come back to this. I have so many questions right now.
Like, I know it, but I've also got to pee, and we're right almost at an hour, so it's a perfect time to take a little break, and we'll come back on the for the Patreon only segment, and we'll go over this World War I explosive.
Come back and we'll talk about mustard gas up somebody's ass.
Exactly.
Nothing but class.
Nothing but class. Feat of strength. Happy Festivus. Happy Festivus. Yeah. Move your ass. We're burning daylight.
George, get down here and fight your father.